Oh, there we go. Ready for South Carolina? Let's do it. What's up, MFers, and welcome to somewhere in Alabama. We are on the road. When I say we, got Osborne, Emmy girl back there. Becky and Myra are following me in her car. Don't have the camper with us. Got the boat back behind me. Camper, since we've had it for 4 months, so shit's breaking on it already. And of course, it's taking them forever to fix anything. So we are Airbnb-ing it up. We are on the way to Lake Hartwell. Practice starts tomorrow for the next Elite Series event, and I'm excited for it, man. This is a lake that they should be freaking biting. I was a little bit nervous, and I didn't love seeing on the schedule because I feel like it's just a place that has so much history, and most of the field's been there many times, fished a ton of tournaments there. I've never actually been to Lake Hartwell. I've driven over it a few times. I went to one of the classics that was at Lake Hartwell, but I've never been on the lake and actually fished it. So that's overwhelming to me, but at the same time, a lot of times having a fresh mind, fishing new places without any preconceived notions can be really a good thing on a place that gets a ton of pressure, which Lake Hartwell does. We are going to talk about how the lake breaks down once we get there. Today's actually been a pretty quick drive. We left at about 4 o'clock this morning, and we only got about 3 hours left. We're supposed to get there about 6 o'clock Eastern time. Looking forward to that, but I'm going to talk about the lake, how it's going to break down, and 2 really exciting patterns that should be going on right now that's going to lend itself a lot more to a tournament with a lot more fish catches, fingers crossed, I hope, than what we've had so far this year. Obviously, not the start to the year that I want over the 3 tournaments, and the Classic was a solid tournament, but besides that, the 3 Elite Series tournaments have been no bueno. We got ground to make up, and we got a good mindset going into this one, and I'm excited for it. Ozzy, are you excited? Ozzy's excited. He's excited to watch some boats blast off. Yep, a few more hours. Kids are crushing it like usual. I don't know how we got them trained right now, but we have stopped once for gas in 9.5 hours. So it's about a 14-hour drive. I don't know how that's possible with these guys, but we'll stop and get some gas and some food here in a second. And the stop after that will be the beautiful Airbnb we're staying at right on the lake. Get you guys there. Yeah, there's a bunch of boats, huh? 1021, I think this is it. This is it. Nice. It's got a badass pull through. Hell yeah, brother. Well, we did it. We made it to beautiful Lake Hartwell. Usually I'm sitting on the front deck for this segment where I run you guys through what the lake kind of looks like, what the patterns are probably going to be like, and the exact baits I have tied on to start getting after practice. But we're facing this way because how could you not with the beautiful backdrop? This lake I've driven over a few times, but being here, going down, walking on the dock, checking it out with Ozzy, absolutely beautiful. So I cannot freaking wait. Let's talk about Hartwell quick before I dive into the baits that I got tied on. Some of them are actually baits that you've never seen before. Some of them are custom runs that I had made special for this event, so they better freaking work. So looking at Hartwell on the map, it's one of these mountainous Carolina lakes that is pretty overwhelming when you look at it, because it's got the most defining feature, of course, is the points. Now these points, I mean, there's thousands and thousands of points in the lake. There's rivers that run every which direction, and then of course the lower end is deeper, cleaner water, but really a lot of the lake is deep, a lot of the lake is clean. In my brain right now, there's 2 very specific patterns, and maybe a third as well. I don't know where it's gonna be going down at exactly for each of them, but 1 is going to be the bass spawn, 2 is going to be the blueback herring spawn. That is the most unique factor of this lake, is that blueback herring. If you guys remember last year when we went to Lake Murray, that was the first time I'd ever fished a blueback herring lake. I fished a couple lakes that have them, but never one that was, that was the main prevalent forage. It was a super weird tournament, didn't have a great practice, it was super inconsistent. Go out day 1,
kind of slow, not really getting a whole lot of feedback. All of a sudden, boom, pull up on a point, caught 20 pounds, top 10 after day 1. Go out day number 2, never could get in a good rotation on that herring spawn stuff, never had fish come up blowing next to me. Caught 2 damn little fish and ended up in the 80s for the event. So I went from like 9th to 82nd. I don't know, it was bad though. And that tournament really, you know, it exposed my lack of experience in a herring fishery and understanding how to set up on these fish. But more importantly, it taught me a lot. I learned how to approach the points, how long to spend on them, how to be patient on the points, because when we were at Murray last year, it wasn't going down wide open. You didn't just pull up to every single point and start blowing bait. You know, 90% of the points didn't even have herring spawning on them. The ones that did, you really had to wait and be patient. A lot of that was pressure. The weather system was weird. It wasn't full blown going on quite yet, I don't think. And that's a little bit different than what's going on here. So the BFL this last weekend was won on a herring spawn stuff. So it's clearly happening already. He didn't give any more specifics, the guy that won, other than that's what he fished. Said he fished it with the swim bait. So I'm freaking excited for it. The herring spawn is something that is kind of similar to the gizzard spawn in that they love the shallow red clay points. That's what they get up on, they spawn. A lot of times it's a morning low light deal, but sometimes, especially with lower light conditions, it can play all day long. So it's something we're gonna keep an eye on, and it's something that I'm really gonna try to focus on, because the other pattern, spawning bass, not necessarily going away or completely done, but you always want to stay ahead of what the fish are doing. And the herring spawn when it's a little bit warmer water, of course the bass are going to be, you know, continuing to taper off. We had a moon a week and a half. It'll be almost 2 weeks prior when the tournament comes, so could be some movement with the new moon coming up as we get into the weekend. But we're going to keep both honest. You know, this lake not only has a ton of points, it has a ton of docks as well, and docks are gonna offer a great place for these fish to spawn up underneath. Checking out the walkways of these docks, you know, again, looking on the map, very, very overwhelming. I've never made a cast on this lake, never been on a boat on this lake. I know very little about it, other than there's been a ton of tournaments that don't really have a lot of great information. But again, we're gonna make the most of what is out there, and I'm just gonna cover a ton of water in practice and try to get dialed in. I think there's a huge population of fish, like lots and lots of fish in this lake. But finding those quality largemouth are going to be the deal, because this is a primarily spotted bass lake, which most lakes with spotted bass do end up being a primary spotted bass lake, because they freaking reproduce like rabbits. First, let's talk about the herring spawn stuff and what I got tied on here. You can't go anywhere that's a herring spawn lake without talking about this guy right here, and that is the soft plastic jerkbait. Now you might notice something a little bit different about this. This is a 6th Sense flush, and you have not seen this color before because it has not existed, but we're throwing a little shock color in there, see if we can get some to react to it, because these are very, very pressured fish, especially in low light conditions like we'll have first thing in the morning. A bright chartreuse, a bright white can be the difference in getting a few bites. So I had the boys at 6th Sense, just like they did when Lee got sneaky threw the damn pinky around that the damn world's crazy about these days in the back of a chatterbait. They custom ran me some chartreuse ones as well. I did get word from Cooper that Lee also asked, like, of course, a couple weeks after me. I got on it first and asked him for it first, but he asked for some of these chartreuse 6th Sense flushes as well. This bait is absolutely freaking money. It's killer. I rig it with a little bit of lead wire on the hook just to make the cast better. I think it kind of makes the bait stay down better as you're working it too. But I also had to make it in a really soft formula. So this is softer than a regular flush as well. Now I also have like every other color of the flush. If you guys haven't used this bait or seen it, I think it comes in, you know, some of the best, most realistic colors of any soft jerkbait on the market, and it's that perfect 5-inch size. So, you know, a lot of guys throw the Zoom Fluke, absolute staple in the sport. This guy's a little bit bigger, a little bit heavier, and hopefully it's going to attract a little bit better fish, because a lot of these spots are going to have some spotted bass with those bigger largemouth mixed in. Very likely a little bit bigger profile bait could get the job done. So the other bait that is absolutely on my mind that I hope I can get out and freaking catch him on is this guy right here, the Magnum Catwalk. What's up, Osborne? Ozzy want to come be a part of this. The Magnum Catwalk, of course, chrome, bone, whatever it may be. You guys saw me at Smith Lake last year, which is a little bit of a herring lake. But way later in the year, middle of summer, I was catching schoolies on this bait, and I was kicking myself that I didn't go throw it and really figure it out at Lake Murray more than I did, because this bait is a damn catcher. It's super loud. It's a super big profile that draws them really, really well. And guys, look at them damn hook rash on that for me catching fish on it. I hope we can get out there and do that. Of course, I'm not gonna be out there without having my favorite jerkbait, that Provoke DD. That's the 97 size, looks a lot like a natural blueback pattern, but also will stand out a little bit too. I think they'll be able to see it even when it's cloudy. Let's show the couple new baits we have. Now, everyone knows about like a magic swimmer type bite going on. 6th Sense just sent me these. So these two baits are prototypes. They're just, you know, they're just testing phase right now. So don't be looking for them anytime soon, but I'm damn happy that I got them for this derb. This guy is like the mini draw, except it's a 3-piece. Should be money up there. That thing looks like a damn herring. That's a chrome color, obviously. I got a couple other colors in that guy. That's gonna be a cast out, burn, stop, go, you know, nice steady clip style bait. Got some floaters, got some slow sinks. And then we got this guy. I don't know what it's even gonna be called, but it's just a little freaking badass little choppy glide. I caught some fish on. If you guys watched my live stream, I talked about these baits the other night, but I caught some fish on this the other day when I was fishing at Toledo. It's actually really freaking good for those of you guys that liked the flow glider modification, been doing that. This bait freaking is awesome. It's gonna be, you know, similar action, but I like that profile. That arched profile is something that's really underrated that gets a lot of good bites. So I'm excited to get out here and see what these fish on these herring fishery think about that guy right there as well. Now, something that's kind of a little bit different that I tied on. If you guys watched the Lake of the Ozarks, a dude from Fremont, Nebraska actually won throwing a panorama like this guy on the back of a chatterbait with an underspin on it. He won $100,000 at Lake of the Ozarks. I got something a little bit similar. I cut the bottom of the panorama off so it's a little bit more of a herring profile, and I was swimming this in my pond. I wanted to see what it looked like. I caught a 7-pounder on my first cast. They liked it, so we're gonna sling this out, see what these fish think about it. Again, it looks damn good in the water, but who knows how these herring fish are gonna react to it. They get a lot of pressure. Something different, let's see. And then of course, I can't go anywhere in the country, probably any time of the year, but I caught some fish at Murray on this, some really good ones last year as well. Hog walla on a Carolina rig. Those fish, you know, when they're not busting those herring on the point, you can see them out there still. This is a great way of throwing it on a Carolina rig to get some bites when they're a little bit more dormant. They're not quite doing their thing. Now for the bed fish, I got a couple setups that aren't super exciting, but I won't be any surprise to you guys if you watch my last few videos. Clout, wacky rigged 6th Sense clout. That's a 6.3 inch. That's what I got tied up right now. I'm gonna skip this under walkways, docks. Anytime I get in an area where I think a bed could be, you know, I'm not gonna obviously try to stick them all in practice, but it's something where I'm just gonna cover water up shallow. When I'm in between docks or I'm, you know, coming up to a dock and I don't see a fish on a bed, it's gonna get a skip with the clout to get a fish to come out and bite if he's there. Same thing with this bait, it's a little bit different. Shaky head is absolutely a staple on all these Carolina lakes for good reason. It gets bit. So this is my favorite shaky worm, 6.3 inch Divine Shaky. Of course, I could just mix in a Nico rig as well with the same worm if I wanted to, or a Bambusa on a Nico rig, or a Bambusa on a shaky head. Pretty interchangeable, but you guys know I've loved to throw a shaky head for a very long time. So couldn't come here without that being tied on. And then when I do get one locked up on bed, this bait has become my favorite bait for targeting those bed fish, and that is this 6th Sense flip gill. This guy, I don't know what it is about it. Obviously very natural, looks like a little bluegill, looks like what's trying to eat their eggs, and it has a really badass spiral. So you hop it up hard, it spirals hard to the bottom. And since it doesn't have any flap to it, I think that's just a great movement. And when you're hitting your rod tip, you know, like I like to do, rattling it, I think these legs just kind of quiver right there on the bottom. It's a really good bed fishing bait. But yeah, like I said, never been to this place. It's one of the most popular destinations for tournaments, for national tournaments in the country. Very smart fish, but the series come here for a reason, because it is a great place to go fish a tournament. I'm gonna go get a few more things done, get the boat tidied up a little bit here. It's kind of a freaking disaster like usual, and get the family unpacked since we just got here. Well, we got a little bit of daylight left. Maybe even make a fire down there. We'll see you, MFers. All right, catch you in the morning. Good morning, MFers. Welcome out day one, morning one of practice here at Lake Hartwell. Like I told you guys a little bit ago, never been here before, so we got our damn work cut out for us. Got no waypoints, got no really inkling of where to go. But today, first day of practice, especially with it pretty slick calm this morning, I want to go try some herring points, just flatter clay points to see if anything's going down, because this time of day, especially when it's calm like this, it's humid, should be a lot of fish activity, and we're gonna be able to hear them from a long ways away too, because you know we're not necessarily trying to catch every fish in practice. But let's get her going. First cast. Ooh. Oh, there we go. That kind of looks like a stripey. That is a stripey. The old zebra. The old zebra. Zebra on the bright flush. I kind of wondered if that was the case. Alright. Alright. Should have brought the fillet knife. I knew it. I knew it. Well, Ozzy will like a picture of it anyway. Holy balls, he about got me. Got me a little bit. The old chartreuse. Look at that. Freaking slice me, boy. Another one. It's fighting different. We have a bass fish. We have a bass fish. A spotted bass. There we go. So fat too. Good little spot, huh? Wow. Fatty. I need to get an idea of the weight on these guys just to know, to see, to know. To see it ain't just stripies on all these spots. 2, 12, 11, 12. Not a giant, but cool. That was sick. Watched him eat it. Little spotty. Not big, but fun. 2 1/4. 2 1/4. Is that a largemouth? I caught a largemouth. Unbelievable. Largemouth. It's not bad. Decent one or no?
Decent, not great, but decent. 2.5-ish. Still trying to get that largemouth bite. What do we got here? Side hooked spotted bass. Oh no. Rolled on it, got hooked on the side. Alright, slammer bite. That's cool. How you doing?
What are you fishing with?
Wacky rig?
Welcome back.
Yeah.
Have you found success in here?
Yeah, it's been alright. Kind of here and there though. Pretty slow. Yep.
No, that's not what I want to hear.
Yeah, it's a nice day at least.
It's great. It's great.
It's a good one. Good day to swim. I'm about to jump in. It's hot. Good luck.
You as well.
Two. Angry boy. Not even big. About broke the line. Fun. Super fun. Look at that sumbitch. Catfish? Son of a... I got catfished! About to have us some damn dinner if I would have frickin' kept some of these jokers. Good morning, MFers. Welcome out. Day 2. Just got the boat launched. Be lying if I told you guys I wasn't feeling a little crusty this morning. Went hard in the paint yesterday. I don't know how many spots we hit, but we were up and down, casting my ass off all day, and I'm kind of feeling it today. Fished for like, I don't even know, 12 or 13 hours straight yesterday. Fish are blowing up back behind me. I was a little too dead to do tackle last night, so here we are. Yesterday, first day ever at Hartwell. I can't complain, man. I caught a ton of fish. I caught a lot of those 2 to 2.5 pound spots. and I went up shallow then, and that was on the herring spawn stuff, but I went up shallow and I caught fry garters. I didn't catch any big female largemouth. So I don't think you're gonna be able to get there, at least with the knowledge I'm going to be able to obtain in just 3 days here, based on, you know, there's brush and there's freaking, this place is known for having like all these cane piles and brush piles and stuff offshore. And since I've never been here before, that limits me. So I don't know, I don't think you're gonna be able to catch 16 pounds of spotted bass or anything like that just fishing this herring spawn stuff, unless you get like the luckiest point ever. So what's in my head right now is I'm trying to figure out how to catch those bigger female largemouth. We're gonna fish maybe some herring spawn stuff that's a little more back, not quite out so main lake, just at the mouth of spawning pockets, and then we're gonna fish some more docks and shallow habitat today. But it's supposed to be cloudy and kind of crappy today, and that's kind of what the tournament's going to be like too. So maybe that'll make the bigger largemouth bite as well. But let's put the hammer down and see what we can find today. Cutter shibs of spotted bass. He is not happy, and he is chubby. It's like a pre-spawner down here by the dam. That would make sense too, based on what I've been looking at. Way cooler water. Ah, a stripe? Not a stripe. Spotty on a droppy. Not big. Let's go. 1 million of them. Two-pound spotted bass. What do you know? Good morning, MFers. Day number 3, last day of practice. Yesterday, cut the tape when it started raining. It came down pretty hard for a while, just kind of on and off the rest of the day. But ended up being a pretty interesting day. Mostly just looked for, you know, up shallow to see if there was bedfish, see if there was cruisers. And I actually found some giants on bed, and it was the first time I'd seen group, like pairs of them on beds, a male and a female, because the rest of them that you see up shallow are just kind of, they're cruising, but they're not really cruising in a sense of like they're looking for a spawning location or they're on their way out or whatever. They have like a general set spot they want to be, but they're not around fry. They're females and they're not locked on a bed at all. It's kind of strange. I don't know if it's a pressure thing or what the deal is, but today we're gonna go try this morning
low light conditions kind of all day today, just rained for a while. We're gonna go try to find some herring stuff, kind of expand on that, some sneakier stuff this morning, and then we're gonna spend the rest of the day trying to find areas of bedfish. Hopefully it gets a little brighter than it is right now. Obviously it's going to when the sun gets higher, but dark today, so not gonna be able to see them very good. Kind of kicking myself day one. I didn't go out and when it was calm and sunny and really spend the entire day looking for bedfish, but at that point I was trying to get a vibe on what the fish here eat, what stages they were in, just kind of covering water at that point. So I wasn't keyed into it, and it was day one of practice, and I didn't think any females that were up would be there in 3 or 4 days from then. So live and learn, and we're gonna keep making the most of it.
I don't know if I talk about this enough, but basically we're out in the middle of the damn lake Hartwell here, and the way this kind of sets up is there's these shoals, and you can see there's trees on them because that's only like a foot deep on top. So definitely got to be careful driving the boat around these areas because these things sneak up on you, these shoals. You know, really what we're trying to do is find places where spotted and largemouth, spotted bass, largemouth bass are up there on top, because this is a big clay flat nothing where these herring get up and around, and it's obviously like the best spot for these bass to come and ambush them. So the herring are up there spawning, doing their thing, and the bass they seem to really sit in specific locations. The bass do. Like this shoal right here is like 300 yards long, so it's not like you just pull up, make a cast over the top of it, boom, 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 on with your life. Like there's a lot of dead area on the shoal. You kind of sit and hope that they'll come up schooling or something, but it doesn't always happen. I just like to fish a little soft jerk bait, top water walking bait, really aggressively in practice, and then in the tournament we'll also bust the Carolina rig out once it kind of slows down a little bit. But I'm just kind of panning back and forth with my live scope, trying to find the area where there's a lot of herring, because right when there's a lot of herring, there's generally bass right next to them. They got them corralled, or they feel and know where they're at. Of course, there's quite a few right up on top. The world. Pretty solid little largemouth. We got stripey. I'm gonna put you back. Come on. Did not think it was that big. Man, that's Osborne worthy. Well, that's a big largemouth. So spawned out. That was cool. That was cool. I don't care who you are. Stripers are awesome. Why that? Stretch my leader anyway, right? Well, that's a true striper, guys. Not a hybrid. Notice the lateral lines that are not broken. Freaking spawned out Gina. Yeah, 20-inch fish.
Yep. Big Tim, the human piece of toast.
Ha! Hey! Well, that's a wrap on 3 days of practice at the old Lake of the Hartwell. Super fun lake. Million fish in it. Everywhere you go, you catch fish. So that's badass. Myra and Ozzy and Mom went to the safari today, drive-through safari. I think let me throw some clips in from Becky's phone of the safari. I just think she's gonna need a car wash from all the slobber. Her steering wheel might need replaced also. A zebra ate it. Yeah, good time. Anyways, the fishing. This place is super fun. If you've never been here before, I'd definitely recommend checking it out. Every offshore shoal that you pull up to has fish on it. Today it was. What is that? Your baby? Can you say hi?
Hi.
Who's that? Who is this? Who's that? Is that your baby?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. You gonna put it right there?
Yeah.
Should we do a video at the baby?
Yeah.
Yeah? Say hi.
Hi.
What's your name? Say Myra.
Mama.
And this is my baby.
Look.
Can you say catch big bass?
Abbas.
Big ones?
Put up.
Big bass? That's right. That's what we're going for. That's gonna be the deal. I kind of did a terrible job filming the last 2 days of practice because I was really trying to cover water and I don't know, just a lot of it was looking around for bedfish the last 2 days. Can I have a baby for this? We have some areas with big ones on bed, but they're so spooky, it's hard to even really explain it. Basically, if you go within like 100 feet of them, they take off. And if you throw anything to them, there you go. They like to take off as well. So I was definitely excited about what I found on the shoals today on the herring spawn stuff. There's actually largemouth and good ones getting out there, and maybe it was just the fact that I could actually see what was out there because it was slick, calm, and sunny for a while. Is that a GoPro camera? Yeah. But we're gonna start doing that in the morning and then see where that gets us. We're boat 26 tomorrow, shorter day. We're gonna run the herring spawn stuff. I got two. I have a white flush and a chartreuse flush tied on. So we're gonna throw those a lot. We got a big Magnum catwalk tied on, and then I actually caught a big one today on a hog wall and a Carolina rig. So I'm hoping if things get tougher after I fish through a spot, we'll pick up the old Carolina rig and kind of soak it up. But yeah, we got about 25 rods on the deck, and hopefully we can go get a bedfish tomorrow too, because we got some 5 to 6 pound fish at least swimming around them. But that's been practice. If you like these videos, do me a favor and comment whatever you want to see down below, and catch you guys in the tournament.